Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Infinite Light Brigade. I'm your host, Ethan Stone Hatfield.
And I'm your other host, Hudson Michael DeRaps.
And I am very excited to be recording this with you.
Same here. I'm actually very pumped. This is like I've mentioned to you in the past. This is my third time trying to do a podcast, and I'm pretty sure this one is the one that's like going.
Yeah, and you're breaking my podcast, Cherries, so please tell me a little bit about your past experience before we really get into it.
All right, so the first one I did was actually... It was a variation from the show I used to do on the radio station that I'm currently on when I used to do talk shows. WRGY.org, Rangeley Community Radio Station. Give it a listen every Friday and Saturday at 9.
Or don't. I'm not on it, so I don't give a shit.
Well, and then Ethan's on sometimes on Sundays at 5.
Sometimes on Sundays.
But I'll do the plug for myself. But anyways, so it was a variation of the talk show we kind of did there. Like each week we'd have a theme. So like we do like throwback and stuff. So I was like, all right, so like. We were calling it the Liquor Boy Lunch because we were really into Trailer Park Boys, and we actually delivered liquor to the town. So the joke was that we would record these like as we were driving.
Were you bootleggers?
That was another joke that we tried to like. No, because in Mass there's agency liquor stores or packies.
Yeah.
But here they're in the grocery stores. But like restaurants, like some of them, we give them the convenience of like, I get it, you probably can't come down and shop and get 50 bottles of booze right now, but like. If you give us a list a couple days beforehand, we can get it all ready. And on Fridays, like before you guys open, we can come bring you. So that was the thing. And it was, I personally still like the podcast. I feel it was a pretty good start to something.
Yeah.
However, my partner unfortunately had to leave to go to Arizona. So it became, he didn't have the recording equipment. And at the time, neither did I, for us to kind of finagle a thing that like how we kind of started with our stuff.
Yeah, me recording over a phone.
I gotta say, it was over a phone, but I will give Apple this. I mean, the only thing Apple's done right in years. I mean, come on now. When's this company got to get off the ground?
Steve Jobs did die, so I think it's a little bit. Tim Cook, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
honestly, Tim Cook, if you're listening to this, get your act together. AirPods, nobody wants those, okay?
The commercials for AirPods, too, are like... just horrible.
Can I talk about Apple commercials real quick?
Yeah, totally.
Because you have the iconic one. I want to say it was like when the MacBook was first just being released, or just the Macintosh in general, where everyone's working on the computers, and then the runner comes and throws something at it.
The 1984 pair,
yes.
Yeah.
Apple commercials just fucking suck now. They are so terrible. There was the one for the AirPods where it's just someone dancing around, and I just don't
on, like different
get
planes
it.
of gravity, and I'm like, all right, I get it, but my whole thing is, I lucked out and got a free pair of Beats because someone got a laptop in our family and no one else knows about headphones besides. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just have them. So I lucked out and got them, and I'm like, all right, like I'm not saying the sound is the best I've ever heard.
Yeah,
it's pretty good sound. I'm like, are you trying to say?
Even though it just randomly starts to play Dr. Dre music sometimes. What if that was just a plug for his own music?
I would be okay with that.
It just stops your music to play his entire album, Compton.
I mean, if it was playing the Chronic, that'd be fine.
Chronic's good.
Compton
Air Chronic
right.
2001, I think was the other one. Or is it 2000?
I think it's 2001.
Dr. Dre, please don't shoot me.
Come on, Dr. Dre, we'll be your sponsor.
Alrighty, continue.
Anyways, but yeah, no. So the second podcast I did was kind of the same way we recorded. It was with my stepbrother. But unfortunately, he had a kid. My Sunday sit down show was taken off, and it was the like middle of summer when I was at my busiest point. So both of our lives just kind of didn't click at the time. We're still trying to work out that idea, see if there's something there, but that's going to be way farther down the road, I believe. So, I mean, in all my experience with podcasts, it's been quite fun. I like it because I don't have to edit myself. If you hear me on any of the other shows I do, or even if you hear me and Ethan, there's not there's a lot of editing, like in the sense of like I have to cut things out and move
There's
things.
no real censorship.
Yeah, like here, like there, like I have to be like, so Ethan, did you like that album? Like it was great. It was the Cat's Pajamas, instead of normally how I would talk to Ethan, be like, Ethan, that fucking ruled. Like, that was a really good fucking album.
Yeah,
like kind of the way we talked about the new Bruno Mars album last night. We were like just
God,
an unfiltered conversation
good.
about it, but like the song is just sex, like. And like I couldn't say that on my normal show because I'm pretty sure they'd be like, I don't know, we should be.
You'd have to say this song is making love.
Yeah, like, not even that. I have to be like, this song invokes a lot of moods and feelings. Like,
this song is mommy and daddy kissing while naked.
Mommy, daddy rolling around. You know.
That's what I thought sex was originally.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was just when you were naked and kissing. And then you pooped out a letter to the stork and it brought a baby.
I just believed the stork thing like too long.
Yeah.
Like when they would like, of course, like I don't know why I'll give it up to both my parents for being very liberal in the sense of just being them like he really enjoys comedy, so let's let him watch comedies.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know Caddyshack had a sex scene until I was 13.
Dude, that was my first boob I ever saw. Fun fact.
Mine, that was not mine.
I was like 7, and my grandmother just put on Caddyshack. I don't know why. She definitely knew what it was. She just randomly let us watch it. So, I mean, hey, and they were like, I think she said to put our hands over our
eyes. But then you do the thing where you're like peeking out.
Yeah, but the thing is like at that age, I couldn't even enjoy the humor in Caddyshack. It was so far above me. I just laughed when Bill Murray sounded funny trying to kill a gopher.
I know that was the one part where I, of course, as a kid loved, but I really loved Rodney Dangerfield. I don't know if his humor just like, I know I didn't get it because the first one, like I was the same age as you. I was 7. But something about the way he was presented. He's like, my favorite joke in that movie still is, oh, this hat, look at this hat. Bet if you buy this hat, you get a bowl of soup. And then, of course, Judge Smalls is wearing. He's like, looks good on you though. Like. Just like something about that, like always is like.
Yeah, I need to get more into Dangerfield. For someone who loves to go into depth about comedy and different comedic actors and actresses, like I've never really watched many of his movies, at least that I can think of at the top of my head. Like, I mean, the only other one I can think of is Back to School, and I can't remember a thing about that movie.
I remember the horrible edit in Back to School when he's doing like his whatever, the triple whatever thing he's doing off the diving board. And when they go to the person on the like actually doing the real life stunt, it looks nothing like Rodney Dangerfield's shitty body. It looks like an Olympic athlete like pulling off this thing. So like you're watching it and you're like, wow, the 80s was just a time where you totally just suspended belief.
Are you sure that wasn't meant to be like a joke?
I think it might have been, like, now.
Because, like, clearly it was supposed to be like, oh, his character can do this, but
I think
everyone knew it wasn't him, and that seems kind of like the humor of Caddyshack.
I think then whoever wrote it might have known that, but I don't think that was the way the audience took it as. Because I do believe, because, I mean, obviously now with a lot more meta things going on.
Yeah.
Like when you told me about yesterday, I don't watch The Walking Dead, but there was blue meth in an episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I think it's
so
like
it's a meta reference to AMC owns both shows.
Yeah,
this might be taking place in the same universe. So like, it was one of those things of like, yeah, it's meta because we all know it's not him, and it could be his like son or whoever. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's what they were going for, but people hadn't caught up. I don't believe at that time.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I guess we just weren't around to know that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we weren't there, so we don't. I asked my mom because I told her about that one time. I was like, remember that scene? She goes, I barely remember that movie.
Just send a survey out to like baby boomers about Caddyshack.
Oh yeah. So in Caddyshack. But yeah, no. So I mean, I was always exposed very young to a lot of comedy that had sex in it. Like Austin Powers was my favorite movie from probably about 8. I want to say until probably 17.
For some reason, Austin Powers, I feel like, has become a very underrated comedy movie. And I'm surprised because a lot of the time people would bring it up, but as of recently, like, I don't see a lot of people talking about it, which makes me feel kind of sad because it was fantastic. I loved Mike Myers in that movie.
Well, what I think it is Mike Myers has kind of, in a weird way, chosen a lot of projects a little more carefully than most. I'm saying a little. Love Guru. We're not going to talk about.
Ooh, do you know John Oliver was in that movie?
Yeah. So is Daniel Tosh.
Daniel Tosh was in that movie?
He's the cowboy that fights him in the bar.
Trust me, I tried to forget most of that movie, but I just remember it was on TV one day. I was like, oh, I heard this was a really shitty movie, so I wanted to see what was so bad about it. Yeah. And when John Oliver came in and said his name was Dick Pants, I was like, that is the least amount of work you can do for a pun, because it's not even play on. The only pun is dick. The pants has nothing to do with it besides what has the dick inside of it, and that's pointless. So then I was like, you know what? I'm done with this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it front to back. I will say, it does have genuine moments where I'm like, all right, like, that wasn't supposed to be funny. Or, like, maybe they were trying to, but, like, I enjoyed it, and that was kind of funny.
And, like, a so bad it's good kind of way?
Sometimes My favorite joke, and I mean it's probably everyone that watched the whole thing's favorite joke, is they're in the car driving to help the guy get his chi and whatever and do blah blah blah. It's like some hockey. I forget the total premise of the movie, but he's driving with a guy. He's trying to help out and like give him the steps to being a better person and the guru and whatever. They're in a car, and then they play Bohemian Rhapsody starts. So like from Wayne's World.
I was gonna say.
And then he immediately without missing a beat, his hand darts out and he goes, "No, I think I'm a little too old for that." And then like he winks, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'll give you that. Wayne's World was phenomenal. Like
Wayne's World, I've only seen the beginning of Wayne's World.
It's good. It's good front to back. 2 is.
The one with Aerosmith in it.
I think Aerosmith's in both of them.
Are they?
I want to say so. Yeah, no, because I want to say they're in the first one, because they meet him in the first one, and then in the second one, they get him to come play the big concert that they have to, like, I barely remember these movies.
Yeah.
These are movies I haven't seen. But yeah, no, Austin Powers, I feel, is going to make a comeback.
I hope so.
Not in, like, they're going to make another movie, which they've talked about for years.
Yeah.
Doing one from Dr. Evil's perspective, which I think there could be a lot of comedy to be had from that, and...
I don't know if it would really work. I mean, Dr. Evil is a very funny character. I'm not sure if he could hold his own as a movie.
Well, what I think they would do though is the same thing they did in Austin, where they'd flash to Austin. I don't know. I think there's something there that could be useful. Maybe not a whole movie, but definitely. Hey, even if you get a couple bits and you're like, all right, like we can put this in, and then we'll just throw Austin in, and we can write a story around it.
Yeah.
I think it could be all right. But yeah, no, those movies have held up extremely well. I think it's because they knew what they were at the time, but... Yeah. But besides that, I've always been exposed to so sex. Weird segueing all the way back. I just thought it was like... I mean, after seeing all that, I still just believed it was historic until I was like 14.
Yeah. So it's been interesting being inside Maine for the first time, to be honest.
How are you liking it?
I mean, I like it so far. I didn't expect there to be as many snow just because there hasn't been a lot in Massachusetts so far.
Well, that was a thing that, like, I was very, very, like, weirded out with when I went down yesterday. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, I kept looking at the weather, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be like 40, so, like, I was like, cool, like, whatever. But I guess I just forgot, like, being in Boston, or even in, like, as soon as I hit the state line of New Hampshire, like, honestly, like, there was no snow. I was like, all right, this is like kind of weird.
Yeah, I didn't even notice starting to develop till I think we were in the middle of New Hampshire. All right, so basically, I came up to Maine to record this with Hudson.
Yeah.
Because he has more of he has like a setup inside a radio station and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he came down to pick me up. I guess it let me experience the beauty because I got to look at like the snow developing on the side. It was kind of like a midway point. It was weird, like Massachusetts, Maine. Oh God.
You're fine.
It was weird because New Hampshire was like a midway point between where the snow was developing because I got to see it and all the grass was like frosted.
Whoa, hold that thought, Ethan. While editing, I found some undesirable things that we said. Don't worry, nothing too bad. Just thought that we both agreed that probably shouldn't be shared with the public until a later date. So I decided to, cut it out, but don't worry. You'll hear about that story real soon, but now we're going to jump a little bit ahead, so don't be as scared by this edit.
You remember when they sold the lobster roll?
They still do, yeah.
Wait, they still sell that shit?
Up in Maine.
Because that's like not a thing, which I'm a little surprised that there is in Massachusetts because, we're all about lobsters.
Same here.
But like, I'm not a fan of seafood.
Neither am I.
FYI.
I like shrimp. Shrimp is the only seafood I like that I'm like okay with.
But it's like, the thing is there's no way seafood is good from a fast food joint. Like, the Filet-O-Fish is what someone gets when they want to trick themselves into eating healthy McDonald's. Because getting the salad from McDonald's is absolutely pointless. If you're going to get a salad, get a salad. Why are you compromising a McDonald's? That's not you cutting back.
Someone tried to tell me, they're like, well, no, the McDonald's salad is healthy if you don't get all the extra stuff and you don't put the dressing on. I'm like...
So it's just lettuce.
I'm like, so the lettuce then? I'm like, so you're eating just... I'm like... In your car, did you have your own dress? Like, I was trying to like
grocery store, get a nice oil for the dressing. You don't need like creamy Caesar every day of your life. Well, not only that,
like, just don't go to McDonald's to get the salad.
Like, the fact that you're getting a salad also doesn't disclude the fact that you're getting a large soda with it.
Well, yeah, no, like, you're not getting water with it. You're like, well, I'll have a Sprite, I guess, because Sprite's the healthiest drink there.
Yeah. The same thing with the kids' meals when it would be like 10-piece chicken nuggets. Like, yeah, but my kid got a milk jug with it. Like, he's still gonna end up blowing up like a balloon.
Well, no, I loved my favorite thing, of course, because this was happening right when I was getting too old to get Happy Meals. Mm-hmm. They had the big kid meal.
So, what was it? The Mighty Kid meal. I think it was called. Yeah, sweet advertising, FYI.
Oh yeah, good job, McDonald's. Yeah, no, but it was like, yeah, if you're too old for the Cappy meal, you can get it on the Mighty Kids meal.
Do you think that's where masculinity complexes started with our generation? The Mighty Kid meal?
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other things that led to that.
I'm just being way too cool to get the kids meal, but like, no, man, I'm not a faggot. I'll get a Mighty Kids meal.
I'm pretty sure what happened was every advertiser did that, though, because if you look back, like they used to be like Transformer commercials that were just like, all right, like, here's a Transformer. Goes from Optimus Prime to the truck. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, enough as a kid, like, you're like, yeah, it works. But I remember in the early 2000s, it was like, Decepticons can merge with Optimus Prime. Do you have it? No. Guess why? You're late. And it's like this weird like commercial where they would
because you're not eating at McDonald's.
Well, they would insult you enough to be like, I guess I gotta go buy that Transformer. Like it wasn't like
degrade you so much. So when you asked your parents, it wasn't even like, Mom, I have to go get it. You're like, yeah, Mom, can we just go to McDonald's? Like, you're hiding your face. She's like, why are you hungry? You're like, I just gotta get the Transformer, please.
I'm not even. Please,
it doesn't even need to be large. Just please.
They weren't even at McDonald's. It was a shitty. Like I'm saying, like everyone did it. Besides Pokemon, weirdly enough. Nintendo is the only company I've noticed that. I mean, they tried.
Weirdly, they'll go with Wendy's. Which I don't think is weird now, but back then, like, McDonald's and Burger King were the two big ones.
Yeah.
Like, they were the two ones that were always competing. And then, for some reason, Wendy's would have...
Oh, excuse you. That's fine. No, you're good, dude.
Wendy's would have, like, Mario toys. And honestly, that was a selling point as a kid, because I absolutely adored Mario.
Well, why wouldn't you want to get, like... Because then you got the Mario toy.
Yeah.
You're the cool kid.
I remember they didn't have one. Like, they had a little Mario, like, action figure.
Yeah.
And my brother had one, and they didn't have any of Luigi, so for some reason, I would pretend this toy dinosaur. I didn't pretend the dinosaur was Yoshi, FYI. I
was going to say, you didn't go for the obvious
pretended it was
parallel.
Luigi.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, dude, I'm the oldest child of my family. There's no reason why I love Luigi as much as I do. But I would always play as Luigi.
Dude, he's relatable. Mario's too good at everything.
Well, I just like Luigi because, I mean, I think I liked the slippy controls as a child, but also his jump was higher.
Yeah.
And Super Mario All-Stars, they fixed it, so his jump was like the actual jump in the other game, so it was higher, and you're like, nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I love Mario as a character, but you know what? Let's not act like he's not a little bit of a Mary Sue. I don't know how to say that for the male equivalent, but he is way too good at everything. Luigi, man, he's scared. He's got fears. He lives in the shadow of his brother. He's got a reason to want to work out there. Honestly, it feels like an accomplishment every time there's a game starring Luigi.
I don't know about an accomplishment. I won't give you that. Because then technically Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, after you 200, whatever starts, beat it, you get to play as Luigi. Again. For the whole game.
Yeah, but like he never has his own game besides like Luigi's Mansion.
You got Luigi U.
Oh, come on. Let's not act like that was...
He got Luigi
They were throwing him a bone with that one.
It was the year of Luigi, all right?
Yeah, and they released like 2 games, and they were all named after Mario ones. It was like Dr. Luigi and Super Luigi U. And on the Luigi U cover, they crossed out Mario's name and put Luigi on it.
That's the brilliance of the marketing, though. I'm with Nintendo on this one. That was brilliant.
Nintendo treats Luigi like shit. They have a prime IP with there, and they don't use them whatsoever. Did you play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon?
I didn't even play. I barely played Luigi Mansion 1.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, Luigi's Mansion's great.
Well, no, like it was just one of those GameCube games where like, I think I rented it one weekend. You could have Luigi.
What do you have against Luigi?
Nothing.
You're being really shitty to Luigi.
I played as him as a kid. I loved him.
No, you're being shitty to Luigi on this.
You know what? I think we're gonna fucking cut this out. I'm gonna take you fucking
Go ahead,
home.
Cut it. I will post this online and show everyone how you treat Luigi.
Bitch, you're on my fucking level now. I can delete this recording right now. Fuck you, Ethan.
Alrighty, so Super Mario Odyssey. No, Super Mario Odyssey. I'm assuming you've seen the trailer for it.
I did. I didn't watch. Did you watch the whole like Nintendo press conference? So that was like 5 hours.
No, I had things to do.
I was like, you're a sane person. Thank you. My friend was like, I watched the whole thing. And I was like, which I'm like, hey, good on you. You care about games and stuff, and you're a big gamer. However, that was 5 hours of your life. You literally waited for things.
And, like, everything's towards the end, so I just wait until it's posted online.
Same,
like,
I wait for the commercials.
Well, it's not even, like, playing a game where you're like, I got to play it before a lot of other people. It's literally watching and knowing of its existence before someone else.
And, like, 10 seconds.
Yeah, like 10 seconds before it blows up on social media, and everyone's like, holy crap, this thing exists.
Yeah, like, it's... I mean, I think it looks good. It looks like a pretty good game. I do like the jokes that it's a Sonic Adventure 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of see that. Also, the hat mechanic is the only thing I'm not fully behind yet.
I can't say that I'm not behind it. I just don't know if it's going to be anything, like, revolutionary. I missed the flood from Super Mario Sunshine.
I think that's why I like the flood as much as I do. It was a one-off.
Yeah.
It was like, because like, if you want to play with the flood, you got to play Super Mario. Like, so there's if I want to play Mario, like, take your pick. Like, 3 is good, World is good, and like, they're all good, and they all kind of have the same-ish power-ups, but like, Yoshi's in this one, he's not in that one, and stuff like that.
Yeah, true. You know what? I can actually agree with that. I think it gives each game a reason to want to be played solely.
Yeah. That's what I've always liked about their Mario things, that they change it just enough. Like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, like, even 2, they changed stuff. They added Yoshi, they added different worlds, they added different mechanics. So I'm like, all right, given Nintendo, give up with the motion controls, please.
Oh, God. Motion controls, in my opinion, was one of the biggest failures inside the gaming industry. Not as if it was like any reason where no one would buy a console. But the thing was, is we always were so... Oh, geez, sorry. I had to
That's fine, yeah.
We were always so focused on wanting to be inside the game that we didn't realize how actually shitty it was being in the games that we played.
Exactly. Well, like, because Wii Sports, of course, if you got to win, you got Wii Sports. Like, you thought the future was now.
Yeah.
You're bowling, you're playing baseball, you're boxing, you're golf, like tennis. I'm like, I think I exclusively played Wii Sports tennis for like the first month of owning my Wii. That and bowling.
I've always liked the fact that they sold the Wii with that game, too.
Well, that's just smart marketing.
Yeah, but because it was probably cheap to make. It wasn't like it was using any of their top IPs.
Oh, no.
It made you feel inclined to go create the Miis, which was really, in my opinion, like the first thing on a major console where you could make an avatar. I'm not sure if Xbox 360 came out before or afterwards, but either way, you got to.
Before, but their little guys didn't come out until way later.
Okay. Yeah, because like then you could play as the characters and stuff, though it was like minimal effort motion controls for it. It was still fun.
You could like literally like I could just like fucking fling my wrist around and like it was
the only ones that actually required some skill with the motion was golf and boxing.
No, I can show you how I can win at boxing very easily. You attach the nunchuck to the bottom and you move the thing so the thing starts spinning on the bottom so it continuously is making your left hand punch. And then just every now and then throw a jab with your right.
God damn it.
So I will give you... Golf was the one that became incredibly hard.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the only real, like... Because, like, bowling, you could master it. Tennis, you could master it.
Bowling, you could control the ball afterwards, which doesn't work in real life.
Well, I thought that was how you bowled for the longest time. So, like, I would always, like, do it, and then I'd be like...
tilting your wrist in real life.
Well, no, because then when I throw the ball, I learned, like, oh, you have to throw the ball with a twist to make it, like, slide, not, like, go like that with your hand afterwards, and it's turned for you magically.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
One I never got was, I think, at least on the Wii... I think it's one of the top-selling games of all time, but not the top, because Tetris is, but Wii Sports is always up there, and... I never really got that because it came with the console. It wasn't like they were buying it separately. Like, no one technically bought Wii Sports. They just bought a Wii.
You could buy it separately at a certain point. But I think it's because it was the every sale for those couple models of the Wii that included Wii Sports counts technically as a release.
Yeah, but that was because people were buying the Wii. So then, everyone,
I get
like
the
Tetris,
number, but like
Tetris, which is the best-selling game of all time, like has been bought individually. It never.
Well, that was also boxed in with the first Game Boy.
Was it really?
Yeah, so that's another reason why I'm pretty sure it rose up. Because when the first Game Boy came out, I mean, I remember there were people livid. I mean, like, livid that there was no Mario game. Like, that you didn't get a Mario game when you got your Game Boy. And I was like, looking back, I'm like, that is kind of weird. But then again, they did the same thing with the GameCube. Luigi's Mansion came before Sunshine.
Did it really?
I think it was either 6 months or a year before.
Was it a launch title?
It was.
Huh.
You know, they had a weird launch title. Then again, Nintendo's been kind of known. I mean, as of late, their Mario Galaxy didn't come out until at least 6 months after.
Yeah.
Like Brawl, and of course Smash Bros. Has always been much later in the game. Not GameCube.
Yeah, wasn't Melee a launch title?
I don't think it must have been. It was released in 2001, so it had to have been.
Because I know none of the others were,
Yeah.
but I could have sworn Melee was a launch title.
I want to say it is. Or if not, it was released the same year, so very, very, very close.
Either way, it was a reason why people were buying Nintendo
yeah.
GameCubes. We should bring it back to Mario Odyssey just for a little bit. I noticed something in it which I'm actually pretty excited for, which was there's no Koopalings in it for any of our Mario. Yeah, but it's like
there will be an area.
There's no, I don't think so.
I think so.
I think that those little weird monster thingies that Mario is shown fighting, I think they're going to be a supplement for it. I think people are kind of sick of the Koopalings.
They did. I will say they've overused them now
because it's just become
degree.
Formulaic. Like they'll just appear. You fight one in a boss fight that's been the same since Mario 3.
Well, not only that, like in Mario 3, they were all the same. In World, they gave them each a personality. However, they doubled down on because you fight the first one's Iggy, I believe, and then in World 5, you do the same fight just with a different Koopa Kid.
Yeah.
So that was like, I don't know.
Do you know they were all named after musicians?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll try to say the best of my ability. I know Iggy was Iggy Pop.
Yep.
Ludwig was Ludwig von Beethoven. Crap. Lemmy Kilmister.
I was gonna say.
And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the other ones.
Wendy O, I know, was a big singer in the 60s. I'm trying to think who else there is. Morton Koopa was from Kiss, obviously, because he had the star.
Yeah, but who in Kiss?
They gave him some other name. They gave him two names, like Morton something Jr.
Yeah, because Kiss was Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter. Crap, who was Peter something was the cat.
Oh, the cat. Yeah, I don't know. He was that. I think that was their. I don't know. I don't know that. I mean,
Peter something. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry, I forgot your last name.
Sorry, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Koopa Kids. I don't know. I don't know. I think if they throw them, I think they'll throw them in, but I don't think you'll fight them. I think there will be a reason why they're not. I mean, I don't know, because they've been so present in all the most recent games, people. I mean, because kids.
Well, my question is, how do you feel about Mario Odyssey kind of taking a step back when it comes to social issues?
What do you mean?
I mean, Princess Peach is being captured again. And it's kind of just implying, if I was a little girl playing this, I would feel like my role is just to wait for a fat Italian plumber to come save me with a hat with eyeballs on it, which is a huge step down from Super Mario 3D World, where you could play as Princess Peach and Rosalina. And tell me, what do you think about that? Do you think Nintendo wants little girls to feel like pieces of shit? Or do you think they're just that ignorant that they don't notice what they're doing and they're going back to their old ways?
I mean, I know we're trying to do a joke, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo, as we've learned multiple times, is a little behind the times in a lot of categories, not just social issues. They're behind the times, almost all the time on a lot of things. So I'm pretty sure they were just it's worked.
Nintendo supports female turtles more than they support female humans.
Not in this new game.
There's got to be at least one.
I guarantee you there's not a female. Well, then again, that's the other thing. Because we were both watching Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and the thing, it's weird when they, make them the enemies, part of your party.
Yeah, I kind of like that, because then it feels like they're a race of people, and then some of them go to join Bowser's army.
Exactly, like some of them.
Because you don't know what he's using for propaganda to get them to join.
Well, then there's, of course, a theory that Mario is the tyrant and the bad one, but, that's just a theory, but... there's stuff like that.
Sick reference.
Oh, sick reference that no one will get. So proud. Yeah, I don't know, though. I mean, I do like that, but at the same time, I don't think. If anything, I feel like there's gonna... I don't know. I feel it'll be something because they're definitely gonna mention why Peach was captured. They're gonna make up another reason. She's baking Mario the 40th cake, and she got captured again. But
Peach got cake.
She got the cake though. Ooh, that sweet cake.
Mm-hmm. Do you think like they're gonna make one where Daisy gets captured and Mario like kind of contemplates going to save her?
Well, that's what I loved about Mario World. The first one was like, or Mario
like,
Land. Mario Land is like
leave it to Luigi.
Well, that I feel like that has a lot of power to be like give Luigi a game, but in a weird way, what I think they would do if they ever did the idea of that is Luigi would get captured, and then Daisy would come rescue him, like in Super Princess Peach.
I was gonna say Super Princess Peach.
I love that game. I mean,
never played it.
It's good, but it did rely very heavily on females are emotional. If Peach cries, she can fill up a boat in a river. And I was like, all right, I get it. Like, then the plot of the story is everyone's emotions have run wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I made the joke about the social issues and everything, but I don't know. I think that might be looking a little bit too much into it.
That's what I think. But at the same time, there were like moments of the game where you're like, this kind of feels uncomfortable.
I guess I didn't play it, so I can't really.
I loved it. It was a good game. I mean, very easy, very quick. I know the point though. It was one of the first DS like.
Very easy, very quick. Just how I like my women.
Easy and quick, man. Come on now. But yeah, I'm looking at the Koopalings. It doesn't say that like it says Koopalings, and then I'm trying to look at Koopa Kids, and it's not giving me what I want.
Were the Koopalings and the Koopa Kids two different things?
Same thing.
I was gonna say.
I've always known them as the Koopa Kids.
Koopalings for me.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay, who is that? Oh, well. Who are they based off? All right, just tell me the names of the musicians. All right, they're not going to.
Whatever. We'll get to that.
Moving on.
So last night we listened to all of Bruno Mars's new album.
It's good.
It's very, very good because I had listened to most of it on my own, and then I played 24 Karat Magic, and then realized Hudson was just as into the album about it.
Oh, yeah.
And we have to say, both of us agree that this is probably our favorite album by Bruno Mars.
Yes.
Because it is so fucking funky.
I love funk. Like, if you've listened to me on anything else, you've heard me talk about Tuxedo and Mayor Hawthorne. Mayor Hawthorne is in Tuxedo, but, like, I don't know what it's been, but, like, as of late, I've gotten really big into funk music. So anything that promises more funk or R&B, I'm there.
Yeah, and like the thing is like he had some like senses. He had a little hints of funk inside Unorthodox Jukebox. Like he had like Treasure and stuff. Well, and I know
Treasure is a bastard song we will not talk about.
We won't talk about it. Like, I mean, I'm kind of apparently or not
all
apparently.
Right, here's how the story goes.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell it
before we talk about Bruno Mars's new album.
How good Bruno Mars is. We're gonna talk about how bad he might be.
All right, Hudson, take it away. You know more about this than me.
I've only researched it. So last year I got into this band, Breakbot. They've been around for a while. You may or may not heard of them. They're a lot bigger in Europe than they are here. But he released a song in 2010 called Baby, I'm Yours. Very good song. Me and Ethan listened to it last night. It's fun. It's just a fun little song. Bad. But, so around 2011, 2012, Breakbot, I think it's 2012, Breakbot releases his first album, By Your Side, with that song on it. So it gets another single, it gets a double single release when it first came out, and then again as a single from the album. So, of course, Bruno Mars, listening, like most musicians, to all sorts of music and the categories he wants to go into, he's like, oh my god, this song, Baby, I'm Yours, is phenomenal. So he contacts Breakbot, because at the time, Breakbot was only one guy, and the guy that sang on it had not joined Breakbot officially. So he was like, hey, like, thank you so much. I'm glad you loved my song, Bruno. Like, it's really good that you like it. However, I kind of like that I'm known for the song. Like, I'm not as well known in the American audience, and I don't want, which I feel now is kind of a weird way because they could have gotten a lot more exposure by being like, yeah, Bruno Mars covered my song, but what have you. So he's like, no, don't cover the song. And Bruno Mars was like, okay. So then he wrote Treasure, and it's almost the same song. I won't give you the pre-choruses or like the first verses. Like, they're different enough there. The chorus, though, is
it
like,
did sound very, very similar. And I feel bad because the thing was, like, if he did steal that, I'm like, that's kind of shitty, but I think Treasure's a way better song than the one.
I don't know. I like the other one better.
Treasure holds a special place in my heart.
It used to for me. Then I heard the story about how shitty Bruno Mars was. I mean, I like him now. I mean, given, like I said, it's become a joke among me and my friends when we got the new album. We're like, what? Who did he steal from this time? Like, ha ha ha. But no, this new album is very
Stole
good.
from God, because that's how good this album is.
I'd say Satan, because only Satan can make music that hot. That fire.
God and Satan don't exist. And we were discussing that this album is very, very sex-fueled, and I absolutely love it.
You said it last night. He is channeling James Brown.
Absolutely. He's in my opinion, now is the modern James Brown. He even does, like, oh my God, but he doesn't try and sound completely like him. Like, he does take a modern twist on it. Like, he'll talk about, songs, like, Instagram, Twitter, like, #bless and stuff in it, but it doesn't weigh down on the songs. Like, it feels just so fucking funky.
I would say with other songs, like, if another artist said #blessed,
it would feel like pandering. It would feel like pandering to a younger audience.
The only two I would let get away with it are obviously Weird Al, because Weird Al would be using it for that effect.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between parody and, like, actual song and being like, well, what are the kids going to relate to? And then adding a #blessed.
Well, no, and then Chromeo. I mean, I've loved Chromeo forever.
I don't know who Chromeo is.
They're basically, if you like funk.
Really?
Funk and R&B, you'll like these guys. They're great. But they've always said that, like, we like it when our lyrics are kind of bordering on the fact that, like, yeah, like, we said something really stupid and, like, goofy. But, I mean, when you listen to it, it works. So they're the only other person, I think they might have done a something that's, like, worked. And I've actually been like, okay, you can I'll let it ride.
Question is, so we think that Bruno Mars was channeling a lot of James Brown onside this album. Do you think with Treasure he was channeling Rick James by just stealing something?
I mean, I want to say probably.
As in a person.
Shut the fuck up. Are we really going to talk about this? How James Brown. How Rick James stole that girl?
I need to read up on that, but
I've read up on it in the past. It like makes no sense. Like,
did he go to jail for that?
No, I don't think. Well, first of all, he's had money.
Yeah.
So even if he was going to jail,
but like didn't he keep her in a basement for days on end? Like, that's beyond fucked up. Let's look this up. Yeah, look that up. Because that is absolutely beyond fucked up. And I get the whole thing where it's like, if you've got money, but if someone took a bribe for depriving someone of just their basic human rights and kept them in a basement, they're like, yeah, but it was Rick James. That's a little fucked up.
That's what I think. All right, Rick James, what? Oh, whoa.
What?
SNL cut a Rick James sketch when Dave Chappelle was on. Weird.
They did?
Yeah. Which, I mean, hey,
I saw the one where he played a bunch of characters.
He played Negan. He was playing Negan from Walking Dead, and then all of his characters from his show come back.
Yeah,
which was good. I'm trying to see though. There is a notable friendships, drug issues, legal troubles.
Alrighty.
All right.
It would look like something.
The start of the '90s brought with it a string of bizarre, sometimes horrific troubles for James. His drug use by this time was public knowledge. He was mainly addicted to cocaine and later admitted to spending $7,000 per week for 5 straight weeks. In 1993, he and future wife were accused of holding 24-year-old Frances Alley hostage for up to 6 days, although the account varied on how long she was actually tied up, and forcing her to perform sexual acts, burning her legs and abdomen with a hot end of a crack pipe. Wow.
Jesus.
During the week long. While on bail earlier for that incident, he was under the influence of cocaine. He was found guilty on both charges of the other thing he did, with the crack pipe incident, and then he served 2 years in prison.
Oh, all right.
Folsom Prison, and lost a civil suit to not the person that he held hostage. Weird. And okay, yep, yeah.
Having said that, "Give It to Me, Baby" is a pretty good song.
Are you kidding me? Give it to me, baby.
Give it to me, baby.
What was? Well, not Give It to Me, baby. What's the other one? Not Super Freak, but
Mary Jane, I think it is.
Mary Jane. No, I'm trying to think of what like. There's a clear song that I'm thinking of. Not Bust. No, I'm looking at his songs. Well, obviously, Cold Blooded. Well, okay, here we go. Singles. Give it to me, baby. I think it must.
Wouldn't even talk to me.
It must have been "Give It to Me, Baby."
Is there a certain part of the song you're thinking of?
I'm gonna look up the lyrics. I think so. There's a part. It must be "Give It to Me, Baby." I don't know. There's a certain part of the lyrics I am thinking
of. That's
of.
like the guy with the deep voice, and he's like, "Hey, girl." Oh my
it
God,
must be "Give It to Me, Baby." But yep, it is. Yep. All right, never mind. Oh, let's talk about stealing real quick with Rick James one more time.
Oh, jeez.
Wait. Oh, wait. Nope. Never mind. I read that wrong. People stole from Rick James.
What? What did you think?
Michael Jackson's. I thought it was the other way around, but then I started seeing some of the names. And I was like, wait a minute. But no. Thriller by Michael Jackson was used a sample of "Give It to Me, Baby."
Mm-hmm. Well, Michael Jackson used and he even said this, that he used the bass line in Billie Jean. It's from Hall & Oates. I can't go for that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's a revelation right there. Like,
yeah, which the only thing that surprised me in that is that I didn't know that I Can't Go For That was released before Thriller, the album Thriller.
That makes no sense.
It was. I mean, I
know. I'm not doubting that it was, but like, that doesn't make any logical sense. But that's just me thinking that.
True.
Go to the album Thriller. I want to look at the album. All right. Yeah, no, I want to look it up. That's crazy. I didn't know Hall & Oates were... I mean, then again, Hall & Oates have been around for a long
I love Hall & Oates.
Who doesn't? Hall & Oates is great, dude.
Absolutely, dude. It's my favorite by them. Out of Touch.
I'm trying to think. I thought of...
I played it last night, and you were like, oh, who is this? It's like, you're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head when you're not around.
Yeah, no, I was like, no, but I almost said an Air Supply song, thinking like Hall & Oates. I'm like, no, they're softer, ironically. But yeah, no, I was thinking of I'm all out of love, so lost without you. But yeah, composition of Billie Jean blends post-disco, dance pop, rhythm and blues, and funk. According to Daryl Hall, when Jackson was recording "We Are the World," Jackson approached him and admitted from lifting the bass line from Billy, or I can't go for that. Michael Jackson once said it to me directly that he hoped I didn't mind that I copied the groove. Hall said he told Jackson that he had lifted the bass line, remarking it's... Wait, what? Hall says that he told Jackson that he had lifted the bass line, remarking, it's something we all do. All right. Oh, they won the soup.
They stole Joel McHale's The Soup.
They have...
Is that show even on?
Oh my God! I thought it was like a book because you said the guy's name at first, and I'm like Joe McHale. Wait a minute, and I immediately was like, oh my God, that's...
Is The Soup still on?
I don't think so. I think because Tosh.0 came around, and I liked the joke they made about that.
What was it?
There's one where like, cause I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Tosh.0, but like, if it's on before something I watch on Comedy Central, it's not the worst. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it kind of ran dry after a while. It was very funny at first.
I'll give you the first, I'll probably say even 5 seasons.
Yeah.
We're good because there's so much on the internet. But now it has reached a point where it's like, you're doing the same 5 things that everyone else is doing.
You know, but that's one thing that, because I haven't watched much of Tosh recently, so I can't say if he relies on the same things. But there's a comedian out there who constantly does the same thing. Nikki Glazer. Every single joke is about sex. And the first time I was listening to her, like, I was laughing. There were some genuinely funny things, but after a while, it's just all her material's about. And it's just like, oh, like, how to know something about a foot fetish, and then something about a hand job, and it always just related or got back to her having sex. And I was like, okay, I don't really want to listen to this over and over and over again. Like, if that's the extent on what you can make for your material, then I don't think you're going to be that great of a comedian.
That's how I feel about Amy Schumer. Like, there have been parts of Amy Schumer's career that I have laughed at. That, like, she had... Like,
I don't think Trainwreck was that bad. Like, Trainwreck
that was weird for me. I went into it thinking I wasn't going to enjoy it. And then I went into it, and I still didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, maybe I need to rewatch it, but, I mean, I remember thinking...
I mean, her comedy, I guess, because I have friends that love her, I guess it doesn't speak to me. Mm-hmm. But the point that I want to get to that we've talked about a little is when your jokes are all about sex, like, it's not funny. And like, but a lot of people like that just be like, oh, well, you're not letting the woman like express herself. no, that's totally fine. Express yourself. But the male, and she's like, oh, male comedians have done that. Yeah, they suck too.
Yeah, they haven't gone anywhere.
They're just as horrible.
It's the same thing over and over again. Like, if you can make a smart observation about sex, then absolutely, because there's still jokes about sex to make, because it's a relatable thing, and we all want it, and we're all awkward when we want it, and there's awkward things that happen during it. So it's a fantastic little gold mine of jokes, but when the punchline is, oh, it's because it's a sex actor, oh, because it's simply about sex, then it's not funny. And, like, there's so many male comedians that will do that, too.
Oh, my God. Well, there's some that are, like, where, like, all right, I'm like, if you throw one in, I'll let you slide. But when your act, it's kind of like what we talked about with, what's his name? Jeff Foxworthy. When your act can be boiled down to, you know you're a blank when you blank.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know this is a blank fetish when you see they have blank, like...
It's just like, the thing is there's like the basic comedy formula, I suppose, which is, let me think, because it's like, hold on, let me go, because it's like,
well, the one I've heard,
I was going to call it exposition, punchline, tags, but I know that's it. It's like, is it like build up, punchline, tags?
Well, the one I always use is, tragedy plus time equals comedy. Secret formula is, no. I love how that episode cut off.
The formula. All right.
As a kid, I was so pissed. I thought like the TV.
Yeah, I thought something was wrong. I was like, "What is it?"
I genuinely thought like our TV, cause like our TV.
Yeah, same. I was like, "Why is it always cutting out?"
So like because I only saw that episode maybe like a total of 2 times, and both times it did, like, of course, because the episode does that. But I was like, "What?" And they cut it off early enough too, so like there's a lot of commercials after.
Yeah.
So you're like, wait, what? Like, but yeah. Anyways.
Alrighty, so, because the comedy formula, at least that I've heard of, is build up, punchline, tags, which basically means, you build up, you kind of tell the story, there's the big punchline during it, and then you make a few extra little jokes towards the end, the tags. And the thing is I don't think that should completely be how it is. Like, maybe for the basic thing, but if that's how you're viewing how your comedy is,
how your whole act
that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
That's not being intelligent enough. Like, you can tell a story and still have it be like George Carlin, Louis C.K., even someone more modern like Hannibal Buress. Like, they have funny stories with jokes and punchlines inside them who are excellent. Yeah. And then there's also some excellent writers. Like, I want to say, like, Seth Meyers, Tina Fey. Like, they were absolutely fantastic when they were head writers on SNL. And they didn't rely on the same things over and over again. Can I talk about how much I love Tina Fey for a second? Because she's like... 30 Rock was absolutely fantastic. I didn't get to finish it.
You're preaching to the choir here about 30 Rock, just so you know. Like, biggest Tina Fey fan. For graduation, we were all given like little books to read. Of course, I got Tina Fey's Bossy Pants.
I need to read that.
What I would recommend is getting it on tape, because she reads it and adds things, and you can hear the live bits from SNL and stuff. Golden.
I'll look into that.
But yeah, no, I mean, same here. I explained Kimmy Schmidt to people as 30 Rock on crack. Because, Kimmy
Schmidt's awesome.
Well, no, because you take out the element of, like, show. But, like, then just all the stuff that's so packed in there. Like, my favorite example is she's singing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song. And she's like, wow, I wonder who wrote that song. And the picture in the back says Chuck Lorre wrote that song. So it's just, like, shit like that where I'm like, you're so brilliant at, like... Because most people...
Because that's visual comedy in there as well.
Well, no, because most people just dismiss that. Be like, all right, there's a picture in the back, Kimmy's talking.
Yeah.
But, like, you learn with her shows, everything is there for a reason.
Yes. That's what I absolutely... Because there's layers to it, so then going back and rewatching it, you realize there are jokes.
So much stuff.
The only other show I can think of right now that did that was Arrested Development.
Well, they were kings at that, but...
Arrested Development still is king of the sitcom, in my opinion.
I'll have to see Season 5. Season 4 was good. However...
But the first 3 seasons are still absolutely fantastic.
I'll give you that.
They're perfect.
But it's becoming the thing of, like, you live too long and you see yourself become the villain. Because, like, I'll say Season 3 is, like, because obviously all the jokes of them being canceled, calling in, stuff.
At least the first 3 seasons, it never got dry. And as a sitcom goes, Season 4 was good, but it was not up to Arrested Development standard.
There's a lot of problems.
There are so many shows that run and have, like, subpar seasons. Shows that I love, like, I want to say, like, Parks and Rec, The
obviously
Office,
Season 1.
like, those shows, like, but even in some of the later seasons, like, they can have like a good finale, but that doesn't excuse the god awful seasons beforehand that made it feel like it was just on as a novelty. Like The Simpsons, I think the early Simpsons are absolutely fantastic. Same with SNL. I mean, you know what? No, not SNL, because you know what?
That SNL, everyone goes through periods. That's
SNL goes through periods where it's good and bad. So you know what? I won't bring that one on because that gives new comedians some time to get out there, and there are some talented people on that show.
Always. I mean, Jay Farrow. I'm so glad that he's doing his own stuff.
Yeah.
Taron Killian. I mean,
Michael Shea, I believe.
He's still on.
Che Guevara.
Oh my God, I love him.
Cuban, no, that's the Cuban.
No, I'm talking about Michael Che. I know you were going to Che Guevara.
Oh wait, I said Cuban. I meant Argentina.
Yeah,
don't cry for me, Argentina. But
don't cry out loud. Keep it inside. I want to hide your feelings. But
so, what I wanted to say with that is like The Simpsons. Like, and sometimes people will be like, it's okay right now. Like, it's a novelty. It's on because it's The Simpsons. Same with Family Guy. And I love Seth MacFarlane, but I don't think Family Guy should be on right now. It's a novelty. Same with The Simpsons. It's on simply because it's Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's not on because it's good. It's not on because people want it to be on. It's on because it's just Family Guy or it's just The Simpsons. It would feel weird for it not to be on TV, but it's not good.
Well, no, because my thing with The Simpsons is like the same thing. But I remember it got to a point when they were like, we're going to, like, it's ending. Like, it's going to end. And everyone's like, good. Like, not good like, oh, like, finally it's off the air. But, like, good in the sense of, like, all right, you're going to die, like...
You managed to keep your show excellent for 12 seasons. That doesn't happen with anything else. But now it's
rare.
Just keeps on dragging on. Like, and I've realized Family Guy is starting to be a lot like The Simpsons, where there's just a lot of, like, weird celebrity mentions. Like, I watched a clip from it the other day, and I'm not sure how many years ago or if it was recent, but there was one, and it was, like, Chris goes to prom with Taylor Swift, and like the whole family was in the living room, and Lois was like, I can't believe you're going to prom with Taylor Swift, Chris. And I was like, this feels so much like they're using the celebrity name to get people.
No, just to get way more of
to watch. Yeah. Like, it felt like when you'd be watching The Simpsons, and it just felt like an excuse for a celebrity to be
like
on
Donald Trump. Like, I mean, like, just like people like, you know, like, it's like, all right. Because obviously the shows have done that for years.
Yeah.
Dude, like, let's have the celebrity guest on.
But there's ways you can do it. Like Ricky Gervais's extras is the way to do it because they often played like fictionalized versions of themselves that were absolutely hilarious, and it played in with the plot. It wasn't there to get people to view. It was there because Ricky had an idea for these people to be able
to be in the show. Yeah.
Like Ben Stiller, the episode, I think that's like the first one technically, but I die laughing because he plays such a good asshole.
Oh, he does,
like,
though.
He is such a jackass. Yeah, like, but it's like, that's how you do a celebrity guest appearance.
Yeah.
Like, if you can work it in, and if you're like, I need them to play this part, or playing, like, a fictionalized version of it, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, when everyone on there, you know, it's just a fictionalized version of themselves. That's how you do it. You don't use these people's names to get people to view it, because then there's no substance to it whatsoever.
Then it's just like, well, no, my other thing with Family Guy is the first 2 seasons is why the show is still on the air.
Yeah.
Because Fox canceled it, and everyone bought the DVDs.
Yeah, the DVD sales skyrocketed.
Well, and not only that, I'm like, the first 2, I'll give them, I mean, I owned season 3 at one point. I will say I'll give them the first probably 6 seasons. Well, given, like we've said,
Family Guy was good.
Episodes.
Like, yeah, like, but even for a little bit, like, I want to say, I can't remember if it was this far, but like up to like season 6 or 8 or something, it still had some pretty funny episodes.
They went pretty deep, I would say, for like a while, and like, all right. And of course, Seth MacFarlane is a brilliant person.
Yeah.
But he could do things like he did, what was it? Oh, Citizen Kane, when Peter becomes rich and inherits Lois' money. Like, they do a whole Citizen Kane at, like...
Yeah, like, there was
brilliant.
There was smart humor in it. There was smart references, because it wasn't always for a while, like that time we did this and that. Like, it was actually, like, genuine jokes and references and stuff.
And, like, the references... I feel like the references...
Smart references.
Elevated the show. Instead of becoming now, like, it's like... Remember that time I was in the Proclaimers? And he's like, da-da-da, and he's screaming that, and then he screams louder, which is funny and works.
I laughed at that.
No, I'm not. I did too, but I'm like, that was a lot of a reach.
Yeah. But like, okay, there was one episode recently, and it feels like someone is trying to write like Seth MacFarlane. Oh god.
They're fine, yeah.
It feels like someone is trying to write as Seth MacFarlane, but can't do it because I know he's doing a lot of other things, which we can talk about in a bit because I liked his new Swing album.
I will defend his music career through and through.
Yep. But,
he is phenomenal.
Yes. He has a fantastic voice. But
oh, God, yes.
when it comes to Family Guy, like there was one episode that I watched. I was like, I'll give it a chance. And they went to, I want to say Korea. And because it turned out like, I think like Quagmire was like some sitcom star there or something. Like, or like a sitcom soap opera. Yeah. And like, it came down to the most basic formula where it was like he had a love interest on the show or something. They connect. He decides he doesn't want to stay. The guys trying to get him to come back. He won't. They're about to leave. He decides to come back with them.
So basically the plot of every bad romantic comedy.
Yes. And it was like they had done that formula like so many times on Family Guy episodes. And it just feels like they're running out of ideas.
That's why I like American Dad because as most people know, if you follow American Dad or kind of know Seth MacFarlane a little bit, he kind of took the first couple seasons is very formulaic and kind of like I'm a conservative and I can only like conservative and my daughter's a liberal and she can only like liberal things. And then at the end of the episode, you learn, wow, both of you guys have a little bit of like crazy ideologies in you, but that doesn't mean we can't get along. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. That doesn't mean you're not my daughter and you're not my dad. But like it just became, oh no, my daughter's stripping now, and like, what are we gonna do about that? And like, she's like, that empowers, and like all this stuff. But so once he kind of let his hand off the wheel a little bit, the show's blossomed. Roger and Steve episodes have happened. Full Roger episodes happen.
Those were the only times I really enjoyed the show was when it was about Roger and Steve. I'm not that huge a fan of American Dad, but I could appreciate those parts.
I will say, the later seasons have taken a great turns, like, and great steps to do things.
It's on TBS right now, isn't it?
Yeah, but I feel like that also helped them a little bit too.
Really?
I watched one of the one. I think they've only had one TBS season so far on Netflix at least. And it was all right. I mean, it's not. I mean, then again, it could have been a weak season too. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, that was the best season of American Dad ever. But I was like, all right, that wasn't horrible, and like I can still watch it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I think. The animated sitcom, I can't think of much right now. I can try and think, like, besides, obviously, Rick and Morty, which is absolutely hilarious.
Well, that's also
and, like,
taking it in, like,
BoJack Horseman. Other than that, I can't
BoJack is
think
so good.
of many other animated sitcoms right now that make me die laughing.
Well, not only that, BoJack, like, not only the die
BoJack
laughing...
gets inside to some deep stuff,
well, that's
too.
what I'm saying. Like, I mean, have you seen season 3 yet?
I haven't.
Oh, I won't ruin it for you then. There's a whole episode with no talking.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see why, and it totally works on the show.
I imagine it's a very, very good show.
Well, no, and not only that, like the fact that Andrew Garfield like wasn't an actual cat, which like I don't like just like
Andrew Garfield's in the show now.
You know for that when he dated Sabrina Lynn.
I don't know who that is.
No, Sarah Lynn. Sorry, the little girl on the show he stars with. Who
he dated,
yeah, like and like
Kristen Schall's character. I think
it wasn't him, but like they had his character.
Okay.
But I like when they put on who's the main guy in Mad Men?
John Hamm?
He was an actual pig. So like it was just like because sometimes they'll do that, but Daniel Radcliffe and Paul McCartney were both themselves.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's just stuff where it's like funny and like very like, but then like you said, it can get dark.
Yeah.
Same thing with Rick and Morty though, but
but it works with it. It works with the theme of the show.
It doesn't take away. That's what I like about it. Like,
Rick and Morty has the absolute best balance. Perhaps I've seen in a while. You know, I haven't seen every television show, but at least for what I've seen, that can balance comedy and drama so extraordinarily well.
Well, that's the thing. Like they know what they're doing, and they know where they want to go.
Yeah.
Because apparently, I think it's them where they have the secret plot that no one's figured out yet.
Yeah.
Like that, like everyone on, of course, because Justin Roiland created their subreddit.
Yeah,
he's the creator, which is kind of cool. But as you know, there's a secret plot that apparently no one has still figured out. And like he's like, I've read some theories where they almost like scrape the surface, and they're still not there. And he's like, we're never gonna say it.
Yeah,
which I like in a way. Like I kind of like because that adds another level to the show.
Well, yeah, I like when they kind of just leave things. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
No. It's one I've been meaning to watch, but
it's not going to give much about the plot away, but it's just like there's kind of this episode where the characters, I think it's Polly and Chris. I kind of forget. He's like the young nephew.
All right.
And they go out to they have to go kill some Russian guy. So they take him out into the woods and everything, and he manages to get away. And the whole episode, it's like very dark humor as well. Like it's a pretty funny episode watching the banter between the two of them. But they have to try and find a way to get out, and like they contact Tony and everything, and like Tony's like, they never find the guy. They never find him dead. They don't know if he's dead or alive. And Tony goes, listen, if this guy comes back, he goes, this is your problem. And they never mention the guy again. The guy never shows back up. Everyone thought it was going to be a later plot point.
Yeah,
they even wrote it on the script that the guy was going to be at the end of one of the episodes. Yeah. And when the two characters went to go outside, the two actors who were playing it, the guy wasn't there. And they just left nothing of it.
That's
and
awesome.
People got so mad. They were like, what happened with it? And David Chase was like, listen, can't you guys just accept that, like, a little mystery?
Yeah.
He was like, I don't need to. He goes, I know what happened to the guy. He goes, but I'm never going to say.
I love stuff like that. Like, I'm a very big fan of The Office, so, like, any books that any of them write, which I only think one, besides BJ. I haven't read BJ Novak's book yet, but, what's his... Rainn Wilson... his book. He's like, obviously there's no secret plots in The Office. The main secret was we weren't going to tell you Michael was coming back in the final season. Mm-hmm. And he came back. He goes, you can even watch the table read video on YouTube where there are parts where Creed reads one of Michael's lines and Andy reads one of Michael's lines, and that plot point is given away to someone else.
Yeah.
And they don't do the whole best man thing where he's like, I'm not old enough to be your bestest mensch, and stuff like that. He goes, that's the only real secret besides we have all together crafted lyrics for the opening song. He goes, ask me about it. I might tell you. I might not. He goes, and you won't even know if I told you the right lyrics.
Wow.
So I'm like, it's stuff like that where I'm like, that's awesome because like it is good, like you said, have a little mystery.
Yes.
Like leave a little something, and plus that makes your imagination. I feel that inspires in like so many different other ways. Like, well, what if that was what happened? Let me put that in my show. Let me do a kind of similar thing, and then, but you know, there's that.
All right, guys, and that just about ends it for this final episode. Is there anything you want to add, Hudson?
Nothing really. It's been a lot of fun doing this. I think we're gonna.
Yeah.
Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I liked the places we went on this.
Yeah,
first episode.
I thought it was a little interesting. We'll definitely each episode will kind of be a little bit of a different thing. So expect, a lot of laughs and a lot of insight. So.
Exactly.
And as for social media goes, you can follow me, Ethan Stone Hatfield, at Ethan S. Hatfield on Twitter, and at Ethan_Stone_ on Instagram.
You can find me, Hudson, at most places on the internet at Lightning Falcon. That is my Twitter and my Instagram, actually. If you would like to follow anything else that I do on any other shows, you can follow me at ProLightFalcon on Twitter and Project Lightning Falcon on Facebook if you want to keep up with the music shows or anything else. I think we might be posting some stuff from this on there temporarily before we get some of our stuff up, but we'll see.
Yep. And thank you so much for listening to this first episode, guys. We really appreciate it and expect more to come.
All right. See you guys next time.
All right.